welcome to Talking Football Monday edition with all the stories from La Liga and the fifth round of the FA Cup. And there's so much to talk about. With me here to do it are football analyst Ouriel Daskal and Michael Friedman, who takes a look at the global press. And on our show tonight, Barcelona are unstoppable. Just a month ago, Luis Enrique was on his way out. Now he has equaled the record set by Pep Guardiola for successive wins. And in England, Steven Gerrard is still on course to give Liverpool one final trophy. All this and much more coming up. Let's get started. We begin with Barcelona, who beat Levante 5-0 last night. And Ouriel, maybe the secret is to create some kind of a mid-season crisis. Ever since Barcelona did it, they're just doing lovely.
Maybe the secret is really weak opponents, I think. Barcelona are doing extremely well against not the best opponents, and I think, you saw Levante, it's a really, really poor team, and it's easy to play against poor teams.
But they have done it against Atletico Madrid as well.
Yeah, I might add that I think Suarez and Neymar and Messi are getting used to each other, and with their firepower, they can beat any team in the world. It's easier to do it against Levante.
And you mentioned this trio. Messi and Neymar have been doing quite good since the beginning of the season. Suarez needed some time. Now he scored again a beautiful goal. That's the vision of the trio people had in mind?
Yeah, you can't take a player and just plug him inside the team. It's not USB. It takes time to get used to one another. It takes me time to get used to you. Every time.
To us, takes time to get used to us.
Yeah. Although I'm a Galactico, it's exactly that. And I think now, I think 10 of Neymar's goals were assisted by Messi, and I think because they got to know each other throughout last year. And now it takes time for Suarez and Messi to get to know each other like Neymar.
And they seem to be doing it. And Michael, the big story in the press is Luis Enrique, who's equaling a record set by Guardiola. Everyone's praising him except for himself.
Yeah, it's not so important to him. Goal headlines reports, Guardiola record means nothing yet. The Barcelona manager, he believes that winning records, nothing matters unless they win the title. So everything is put on that. And he promises, to concentrate and get his players together and improve. And he says that this is a team that is accustomed to distractions from outside, but it's important to be focused. But like that, you have Lionel Messi, who's been the big name, and this, of course, was another signature time for him. The Bleacher Report says Barcelona boss Luis Enrique says Lionel Messi's stats are from another galaxy. Yeah. I mean, when you watch him, he's like from another planet, and for this 300th La Liga appearance, it's marvelous.
As well.
And Barcelona had a really good start for the season. Yeah. They had a good start for the season, and they had like some, they had a streak, and then they stopped after the games got it. A bit more tougher, and now they're back at the beginning of the season with the easy games. So let's not get carried away and see how they're doing when tough gets going.
And now to Real Madrid, who are still first. They returned to winning ways, beating La Coruña 2-0. But to Real, it feels like everything that was going so easy before the break became much harder now.
Well, they are tired. I think the squad, it hasn't been rotated enough because lack of depth. And I think players are getting tired. They had the World Championship. You have Toni Kroos, who said he's falling off his feet because he just, he didn't rest for in the summer. He started match after match. He's playing. It's very tough to keep a high standard when your players are knackered. Even Ronaldo, who is a superhuman, you can see he's not as sharp as he used to be in the beginning of the season, and they will have to find a way to rest a bit and to gain some energy back. And the games are coming at them. Yeah, it's going to be very hard for them to do that.
It's not going to be easy to find time to rest as the Champions League is now returning. Now, despite the problems and the relatively slow performance of Cristiano Ronaldo lately, Real Madrid are still at the top, especially thanks to Karim Benzema. The French striker scored 4 goals in the last 4 games. His tally for the Merengues is now 84 goals, leaving Brazilian Ronaldo behind him. Liz Barnbaum and Michael Friedman take a look at the man who may be the next leader of the club if Cristiano Ronaldo leaves in the summer.
His moment of glory finally arrived. The superb striker, Karim Benzema, scored his 84th goal in La Liga for Real Madrid. He surpassed the legendary Brazilian Ronaldo, and the Frenchman became part of the elite in the history of the Merengue club. He became the 12th leading scorer in Real Madrid's history, with 129 goals in 269 matches in all competitions. The former Lyon player arrived in Spain in 2009 for 35 million euros and is the second player to score this many goals in just 6 seasons. A season that continues to be an exceptional one for the striker.
It has been a very good year, with many titles, either with Madrid and also a good one with the French team, despite not winning the World Cup. A very good year and a lot of joy. I am really pleased with both Real Madrid and the French national team.
His influence continues to grow as he is part of the triad, the BBC, which includes Real stars Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano. Along with scoring, he has also made many assists. He has been involved in 20 goals in his last 21 appearances. With such great form, the striker has impressed his fellow Frenchmen in La Liga.
The
hardest thing with him is that he is in motion. He picks up a lot. The hard part is that he is always on the move. So for a defender, a player who is in both lines, he's more complicated because to defend you either have to mark or pay attention to when he comes back. He is very intelligent in his marking.
Sometimes criticized in France, Benzema shows up every week on the pitch of La Liga and is part of the global greats. The numbers speak for themselves as the man scores from virtually everywhere.
Ouriel, you look at his numbers, the 130 goals in 5.5 seasons, 20 plus per year. That's what you want from your striker. Solid numbers. Yes, he's overshadowed by Ronaldo, but he's good.
He's extremely good. He's one of the best strikers in the world. I think, imagine him in a team like Arsenal. He would have been Thierry Henry, This guy has the skills and, the ability to be the best in the world as a striker. They have better players than him in Real Madrid. That's his only problem. His standards are Cristiano Ronaldo, not another striker, not Christian Vieri. So that's his problem. But it's a good problem because he's under the shadow, getting his numbers, he's scoring, he's assisting. I think the last 4 terms he assisted or scored at least 70 goals for Real Madrid, which is a lot, is incredible.
And Michael, the press knows it's not only the amount of goals, but also their timing. Every time they're in trouble, that's when Karim Benzema steps in.
Benzema has been truly something special. ESPN FC headlines read, Karim Benzema leads the fight back for Real Madrid. While Ronaldo may struggle some matches, he's always there to step up and really bring in what needs to be done. His goal tally, it just continues match after match. But for Real Madrid, it's about the team. It's not an individual player, and they're all speaking about it. Cruz even said, there's no prima donnas. Real Madrid is a family concerned and works well together. So it's something nice to see that each of them are stepping in and really being one.
No prima donnas, but a lot of egos.
Yes.
A lot of egos, but I think they know how to work well with each other. We've seen it last season when they did a great run in the Champions League and the beginning of the season, and they are world champions. And look at Benzema's finish against Deportivo. That's it's so difficult to do it. You have to think about it fast enough. You have to act
and execute it.
You have to be so technical. It's incredible.
Yeah,
and he has beautiful. It. He absolutely has it. Now to Atletico Madrid, and here's exactly where you see the difference between them and the other 2 top teams. When Real Madrid or Barcelona miss key players, their substitutes are good enough to usually bring a win. When Atletico misses key players like Arda Turan, Koke, and Raul Garcia, basically the dynamos of the team, Ouriel, the substitutes are not good enough.
Well, this is to blame. This is Real Madrid's and Barcelona's fault. Why? Because Real Madrid and Barcelona get 140 million euros each for TV rights. Atletico Madrid gets 100 million less.
Champions, I may say.
And they are the champions, and they are an incredible team with an amazing coach. But it's you can't. You have the best. Your best players are injured, and that's it. You have no quality in the bench, to replace them because you don't have the money to buy the quality. And that's exactly the problem with the Spanish league. You don't have the talent spread around enough, and that's why Atletico Madrid is a sad story eventually, because they will lose more players. They will lose Diego Simone eventually.
They can't fight with the big money.
Yeah, they
But
can't
maybe
fight.
now with China and the more money being put in, the 20%, there's a possibility it could grow.
I think
That's left
their
to see.
new their new Chinese owner might help them get a new coach.
Yeah, well, that's left to see. Now, in other results from La Liga, Seville beat Cordoba 3-0. Alvaro Negredo's penalty was enough for Valencia to beat Getafe at the Mestalla 1-0. And one game will be held later tonight when Eibar hosts Elche. It is looking like a two-team race now. Real Madrid are first with 57 points. Barcelona are second, just a point behind. Atletico Madrid are still third, but are now 7 points away from the top. Valencia are fourth with 47 points, 2 more than Seville in fifth. FA Cup now, and holders Arsenal are through to the quarterfinal after beating Middlesbrough 2-0 at the Emirates Stadium. Olivier Giroud scoring twice. Ouriel, I believe the FA Cup is extremely important to Arsenal this year. First, they are the defending champions. Second, they're so far out of the championship race in England. If they won a domestic title, that's it.
Well, their title is fourth place. That's what Wenger always says. So they'll be focused on two fronts. They are playing well against championship teams. I might add. I think that they're defending champions, and every game is like that. They are defending their title, and I think they'll be in the final. It depends on the draw.
On the draw, of course.
But I think they'll be in the final because the club really wants it, and they want to to get a tradition going. To have more success, because they won the title after 9 years without a title, not a title, a trophy, and they want another one. To crystallize their success. Right. So I think them and Liverpool are favorites for this FA Cup.
You mentioned Liverpool. They're also still in the race. They beat Crystal Palace away 2-1 to book their place among the final 8. This is the only title they can put their hands on this season. They have not won a major trophy for quite some time. I'm sure Steven Gerrard would love to go away with one final silverware for the club.
I'll say that. I think it's written in the stars. It's his last game for Liverpool.
Do the stars know it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because Steven Gerrard is a star himself. His birthday is on the day of the FA Cup final, and it's his last game for Liverpool. I mean, the energy will carry Liverpool towards the final.
It's a must thing.
Arsenal, Liverpool in the final. Steven Gerrard scoring the winning goal in the 19th minute.
I remember an Arsenal-Liverpool game trophy, something back 25 years ago.
So it's really, it's the Steven Gerrard, the cup final, like the Stanley Matthews Cup final back in 50s. It just they wanted to win it so much. It was so important for them. You saw it against Crystal Palace. Then it will be the same against every team.
And I'm sure Steven Gerrard would love this scenario. And Michael, if Steven Gerrard wants to do it, one man who can certainly help him is Daniel Sturridge. We saw him coming back from injury, getting a lot of praises from the press.
Absolutely. The Belfast Telegraph read, Daniel Sturridge praised after inspiring Liverpool fight back. The 25-year-old has been out for 5 months, and with the injury, this is the right time for him to come back and hopefully bring them. The manager is very happy. He said the team is functioning at a high level at the moment, and him coming back now really boosts their team and their morale. And they're all rallying for Steven Gerrard. This is something that they want to win for him. You even find Mario Balotelli. He said it's a personal mission to win the FA Cup for Steven Gerrard.
How about personal mission to behave well? Let's start with this.
But Sturridge, in the last 2 seasons, when he scored, Liverpool didn't lose. Yep. So it's a big stat. It's important.
He's a game changer for them.
Yeah, and he knows how to dance.
Yeah, and he certainly is one that can bring a title if he comes in the right mood once Liverpool are in the final, if they're there. 5 more teams booked their place in the FA Cup quarterfinals. West Brom beat West Ham 4-0. Blackburn may only play in the Championship, but they had no real trouble leaving Premiership side Stoke City behind. Reading beat fellow Championship team Derby County 2-1. Aston Villa left Leicester behind, winning 2-1. And look at Bradford City, the third division team who knocked out Chelsea in the previous round, do it again, this time to Sunderland. One more match coming up tonight. Manchester United will try to avoid trouble when they travel to third division Preston and one quick note, Manchester United, will they run into trouble or third division? They should be good.
I think their focus is on getting to the Champions League, and they might lose focus against Preston. Might.
Yeah, they didn't have an easy time against Cambridge in the previous round. Ouriel Daskal, Michael Friedman, thank you very much. We'll see you again tomorrow. And that's it for us today. We will be here again tomorrow with a Tuesday edition covering all the action from France and Germany. Till then, thank you for watching and have a beautiful day.